Last time on Sail and Machete, we saw the best of what the BVIs have to offer. We spent Christmas on the beach and got to show Daniel's parents around the islands. Everywhere from Joss Van Dyke to Anegada, we took our time in one of our favorite places. Also, our brand new warranty replacement Quattro inverter died, and Daniel was left putting in our spare Multiplus, waiting to see what Victron has to say about it this time. We made the quick sail over to St. John from Tortola in the BVIs, and we're learning about the Annaberg sugar plantation. Reminders of slavery throughout these islands are seen about everywhere you look. There's not many places in St. John where there are not remnants of old sugar plantations still standing today. The ruins from the distilleries to housing to windmills are tucked into about every place you see, and I'm thankful my kids get a first-hand look at history.
I see the remnants of this one, but yeah, these are still, this one's still intact, so the whole bowl.
What used to be down here?
You probably just hit it. Probably just fell.
4, 5, 6.
It was on my other side. I have boarded off for a reason because it collapsed. Because it could collapse at any second.
Right here, right here. Think of the sugar plantation. You like it?
Yeah.
We're about there. There's our dinghy. We're not far from the dinghy. It should be stated that the BVIs abolished slavery 8 years before the Dutch owned Virgin Islands, meaning there was only about a mile standing in between slavery and freedom for so many people working in deplorable conditions. A guardhouse was built up on the hill to keep watch on anyone trying to get across to freedom.
About to go snorkel Watermelon Key. Really nice pool, bunch of big fish.
Are you trying to get sun on your booty?
Trying to get sun on my booty?
Yeah.
My booty hanging out?
Yeah.
John, you did good, honey. It's hard, isn't it? That was your first time paddleboarding by yourself.
No, I wasn't by myself.
Well, you had Jack. You did awesome. It's hard right now because it's pushing. What you working on, Dan?
Well, we're trying to take everything out of these forward lockers here so we can make room. We may buy a downwind sail in the next week or so. And we're trying to make room for that, so we're blowing up all our paddle boards. We're going to mount them on the side. Just trying to make room and organize a little better because we got too much stuff on a 40-foot boat.
With hopes to cross the Pacific in March, it's pretty important for us to get a spinnaker type sail, since most of the crossing will be downwind. We've got so many pumps. Our life jackets were up in the front. We just had stuff stored everywhere. We blew up the paddle boards, so that would save some room up front. We need to get all of our lines organized. We just have stuff stored everywhere.
There's a parasailer for sale on Facebook, supposedly brand new parasailer, Oxley Levante. So we may buy it off these people in the USVIs. We're trying to make room for that, trying to just get a little better organized. We got so much stuff just piled in there. It's hard to know where anything's at, or hard to get to anything because it's always on the bottom. You don't ever want to get it out because everything's piled on top of it. So we had 2 paddle boards out. We got 2 more out that we had down in the lockers. We're blowing them up. We got these racks that are made by Magma. We're gonna put the boards on the racks.
Don't run in. Gigi's right here. Y'all go the other way. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pumps. We don't need that many pumps.
All pretty much the exact same pump. And we might should keep a few hoses. Should we keep 2 pumps or just 1?
Well, we have a foot pump too.
I guess this one.
Keep your paddle like that. And then spread your hands out a little bit. Ow, okay.
Bumper boat.
We paddled around Maho Bay in hopes to find some sea turtles. You did awesome. You see John paddling too. Good job, let's go over here.
Dad, go get the boat for us.
You are my fire. I want you to know that every time you're away, I long for you so much I can find my way. We got everything here, at least to stay alive. And the time that we share makes it all worthwhile. Got this place on our own. Do you feel that we got something strong? And I saw you walking the line, and the truth may come as a surprise.
We just left Maho Bay. We're probably gonna move over here to Cinnamon Bay or Trunk Bay.
Alright, go ahead and get your lines ready. Right, to your right, to your right.
Huh?
I was telling her about turtles. We're doing like that ball.
Huh?
Over there.
I was wanting this one so we could go like swim from the boat over there.
Alright, go slow. Slow down, you're right here at it. Go to the right, just a smidge.
Right.
Alright, now if you'll go up forward like 3 feet. Go up forward a little bit.
I did.
Go forward. Go forward, Daniel.
I'm going forward.
What's wrong?
It's just not around the outside of the boat, and I just want to get this one a little closer.
So Jack, what didn't Daddy like?
You don't like it when it's like this. Mess it up on the seats.
Yeah. He likes to run on the front of the boat.
Yeah, because it messes
Mama, do you like my dance moves? He's holding your leprechauns on. He's eel. He hates when you gotta rub his chin to make it. High five! High five! High five! Good. But lay your paws on this. Hey! Hey! Hey!
It's gonna come in and land right here. There's an airport right here, John. It's gonna watch it. It's gonna come in and land.
So now where the
That's the airstrip coming out
Now
right
where the
there.
airplane's been coming?
Yeah.
Why are we moving?
We're trying to buy a downwind sail from some people that we've been chasing all over Tarnation. They had it for sale in Grenada, and we couldn't meet up with them there. They said they winter in the USVIs, so we ain't even tried to contact them until we got here. We messaged them to see if they still got the cell. They said yes and yes, they have the cell and they're in the USVIs. So trying to meet up with them, but I don't think we're gonna be able to see it this evening, but maybe tomorrow morning.
I see that giant thing, and I see it on there.
See that? Yeah, that's the runway for the airport.
Yeah, baby. Everything went smoothly getting the new to us downwind sail. Where are we headed?
Headed to St. Croix.
Where are we going?
Take Thomas.
We're leaving St. Thomas. We're going to St. Croix. Can you say St. Croix?
Take
Huh? Say it loud.
Take Croix.
You know what, Dan?
I'm studying up on the routes in the Pacific and where we should go. We don't know anything about the South Pacific. We think we're going to Galapagos and Marquesas, but that's what we hear, so that's what we say we're doing. But we're going to try to figure out a plan. Got us a downwind sail now, so I feel like we're more prepared. But still got to rig it up and add some blocks and a winch so we can fly it and learn it. I'd like to fly it before we get in the South Pacific, but see how that goes. Just get it really fast and they just go after it because they see something on the water. Dinner. So we're here at anchor in Christiansted, St. Croix. We're gonna be at anchor for a little while because there's a huge blow coming through the whole Caribbean right now. We got like, supposed to be up to like 34 knots today. I think 37 knots tomorrow. So probably just gonna be hanging here on the boat. I gotta work on some projects. Water maker's not acting quite right, so I gotta pull it out and work on it.
Ready to go take the bed apart?
Ready as I'm gonna get. There's my girl.
Hey, Mama.
Throw these pillows on our bed. What are you doing? Don't go down in there. Get out of here. Get out. He's gonna go down there at the first chance he gets.
He's done.
What are you doing? Get back.
Is it?
Yeah, and there's a little bitty case, a gray.
Let me hold that. I'll hold that, baby. Thank you.
There's a little case with bits in it, John.
John, there should be towels thrown up.
Yeah.
Will you grab them? Because Diddy might need them. It's just to talk about water.
It's something.
Yeah, thank you. So what's wrong with the water maker?
It's supposed to put out like 35 to 37 gallons per hour. We're only getting like 20 to 25. And the high pressure hose is vibrating a good bit, which means the pump could be cavitating, and it's not a good thing. It can damage the packings in the high pressure pump and stuff. So I got to get it out to take apart the high pressure pump to see. I contacted Rainman just to see what they thought it might be, because I already checked everything they tell you to check. So they told me to take the high pressure pump apart and check to make sure there's no trash stuck in the high pressure pump. In order to do that, we got to disconnect everything and pull the whole pump motor unit up out of this compartment under the bed. I got everything disconnected. In the process, I cut my finger on the nameplate of the motor. Bleeding a little bit, but I'm ready to pull it out now.
Daniel. Alright, well first you need to wash your hands and get a Band-Aid.
No, I'm good.
Daniel.
Band-Aids don't help.
I'm good, baby.
I made Daniel go to the bathroom and clean up his hand because this is not a crime scene show. That looked nasty.
So this is the pump for the water maker. You got two pumps really. The motor turns this pump on this end. It's like a lift pump just to lift the seawater and to provide the seawater to the high pressure pump. And then it goes into the high pressure pump, and this is the high pressure pump, and it pumps out here into a hydraulic high pressure hose. It then goes into the RO membranes. So this is the pump that I think we have issues with. I got to take each one of these valves out here and just check for debris or trash that got through the filter that may be stuck in them. I'm hoping I find something. I may go ahead and change the oil in this as well. They recommend after the first 50 hours you change the oil, then it's like every 300 hours after that. So we're probably overdue for an oil change, for the first oil change. So while I got it out, I'll go ahead and change that oil. They said that's not really detrimental because it runs so clean that the oil really lasts a long time. But
You want me to do it?
yeah,
Wait till you hold it and I turn it. You hold the machine and I turn it.
that's the problem. Is holding it and turning it at the same time.
Just remind you of your wrestling days.
Yeah.
Don't look like it's budging, Daniel.
Try this one. Dang. I don't have a socket set or wrench set that goes up to a 22 mil. Most of the time we just use an adjustable, so probably going to have to run to town. Got back from the hardware store, got some 22 mil sockets and wrenches and adapters. I'm gonna take out this center one right now. I was just glad to get one broke loose. I think they're just maybe got salt water in them and just locks them down. So basically we're just looking in here to see if there's any trash that's trapped in here holding these valves open. I don't really see anything in this one. We're gonna have to take out each one and inspect it one by one.
What do they do anyway? These little things, these little doodads that you just took out. What is that?
It's just the pistons move back and forth, just building.
Moving water through or something?
And building high pressure, and if one of these valves
so that's
it
why
can get stuck, like if there's trash in it, it'll get stuck open and it won't close off, and it can cause the
I get what you're saying,
cavitation.
where you wouldn't have all the pressure.
We'll try it with the impact, hope it'll work. Oh yeah, it's kind of nasty in there.
That one's
That's it.
So is it just that O-ring that's messed up?
Yeah, see, that's part of the
That thing that makes it go
packing,
up?
so that's definitely one of the problems right there. See, most of the time the O-ring stays up in there, and I can feel those until they're fine. Found one O-ring that was broken on this valve right here. And I got to noticing after I investigated a little further, if you see all these holes are drilled right in the center. Well, when I look down here at these, this one's in the center, this one's in the center, but this is the one that had the broke O-ring. I put a new O-ring back in there.
It is very
You can see it's not even close to being in the center. So whenever that valve, whenever it's seated down in there, instead of that O-ring having a flat surface to mesh up against, it's right on that sharp edge of that hole because it's not drilled in the center. So it's going to cut it again. I mean, I've got an O-ring that's not even the right O-ring. I just got an O-ring kit from Harbor Freight. I found the closest one that I'll try to get us by until we can get the right O-ring from Rainman. But I've got a Rainman engineer's contact information. I sent him WhatsApp messages with pictures of all of this, you know, showing him that this hole is not drilled in the center. So I'm hoping they'll send us a whole new pump, because this is just going to keep giving us issues. I mean, because you're not going to have a O-ring seat and seal off good there without damaging it like this one did. You can see where it was pinched and it broke this O-ring. So hopefully I hear back from him by tomorrow. But the bad thing is I've got to put all this back together with this O-ring that's not the right one. It's not going to seal off either, but hopefully it'll seal off enough and not get damaged when I put everything back in for long enough so we can make water to get by until we get the right parts. But quality control stuff that somebody should have caught. They never should have let this pump leave the factory. And Rainman buys these pumps from a company that's out of Italy, but they make pumps in the US too. Inner Pump is it's a very well-known pump manufacturer and very reliable, I think. But you would think their quality control would be better, and they would have, I don't even know how you would drill it. I mean, that far off. Just got a response from them. They're just asking more questions, trying to figure more stuff out. But they're kind of trying to want to send us more O-rings. They said we could just send you like a dozen O-rings and you can replace them every year because the hole's drilled wrong. Or they said, you know, they wanted to know how long we've been running it and how often. So I let them know all that, which it hadn't been long, hadn't even been a year. And then they said if it's been less than a year, we may want to think about replacing the manifold.
Now, what part's the manifold?
The manifold's pretty much just the whole,
That metal part right there?
yeah, the big part of the pump, like the shell.
And they
where
want
the
you to
hole's
do
drilled.
that.
Yeah, which if I did that, I mean, there's a lot of smaller parts in here that's got to be taken out, put it back in right. So that's not even a great option. I really was hoping they'd say, we'll just send you a whole new pump where I can put the whole new pump on the motor. And that's what I've kind of expressed in the last email. That I told them, first of all, I don't want to just go with O-rings and replace them every time they go out, because it seems like it'll be going out a lot. And I said, if that's the case, I want several O-rings and a new manifold. If they just replace the manifold, that way we have spares. But I sent them another email just saying, why can't we just get a whole new pump? Because it's not our fault that, you know, it was a faulty pump that got past quality control. So I'm waiting to hear back from them, but I'm going to have to go ahead and put everything back together. I went ahead and changed the oil. Replace that. I'm about to put everything, all the valves back in. I got an O-ring out of the Harbor Freight O-ring kit that fit the best. It's not as good a seal as the original, but it's the best I can do right now. We got to have water. So I'm going to put it all back together and throw it back down here and just wait until we hear an answer from them. So last night when I went to put the water maker back in to make water so we could have some water, you know, limp along, there's a little push-in connector that the poly pipe just pushes into.
So when we started working on the machine, we were on reserved water, and now
we had like in between a quarter and a half tank.
we did not have in between a quarter and half tank yesterday.
We were over a quarter, yes we were.
So now we're out of water, and now the machine can't be put back together. Do you want to move this mattress? Why are you working with the mattress right there?
I'm almost done. I just got to get this little fitting out, and I didn't want to put the mattress back in the hallway in y'all's way while I'm running out to try to find this part. Stupid little fitting. Yeah, so basically where the water goes into the high output pump, it comes in through this hose and goes into this little push fitting. And when you push this up in here, it's supposed to grab it.
That looks like it's grabbing and holding it.
It does right now. I just ain't got, it's popping back out.
It don't look like it's popping back out.
I don't have no leverage on this little piece right here, but there's springs in there that are supposed to kind of seal off around it, and
It's like a Chinese finger trap.
kinda. It's messed up, so I don't have a spare one of these. I thought I may, but I dug through and I don't have a fitting, so I'm gonna go to the chandlery and see if I can find one. So we're completely out of water. I was putting the water pump back in last night. I had a fitting mess up. It is not sealing off, and the hose keeps popping back out. I don't have an extra one. I'm gonna go to the chandlery. Hopefully they got one.
What you doing?
Washing my hands with the salt water. We don't have no water.
It's got a bad leak, so I pumped it up before I was going to put the patch on, the final fix crap. I put the patch on, and then I tried to just put a minimal amount of that stuff, just enough to where it wouldn't be messy and come out the edges and look like crap like it does now. But the hole that was blowing air kept blowing air, like I couldn't like get it to seal off, so it just keeps blowing air, and if it does that, it's going to create a channel. So I deflated the dinghy so it wouldn't be blowing air through the new caulk, and whenever it cures we can pump it back up. Hopefully it's good, but once I deflated it, it's hard to mash out and get everything flat, and it was raising up around the edge, so I just had to take the caulk and like smear it around the edge and try to mash it down the best I could on the deflated dinghy, which you're mashing on the surface. It's not solid, so I hate dealing with caulk and anything like caulk, and there it is. Here
She's a beat. She's a beat. Old girl. Old girl's been through a lot.
I was planning on using the same stuff to repair these handles and glue this down, but now I'm so frustrated with it. I mean, I don't know.
We've had a bad few days.
It's been terrible. I mean,
It's
we're
first
still, yeah,
I know, it's first world problems, but
terrible to complain about.
got a flight booked that we don't know if we need to change. I need to add the cat to it. There's only so many like pets that they'll allow per flight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why we have to add them.
Big Tron guy, I'm trying to get him to expedite and ship the stuff, the warranty replacement stuff, to my parents' house so I can grab it when I go there, but dragging his feet on that. Ordered a ton of parts, just other stuff we need, just blocks for the downwind sail, and other stuff for the downwind sail, and just maintenance parts just for various engines and stuff, bilge pumps and whatnot.
I almost wonder if we need to postpone or like try to leave in April. Go to Panama now.
Javier, he's gonna send our information to Galapagos.
Okay.
I think. I don't know. He just said, he sent me an email, said, just sent it off a few minutes ago. Whatever that means.
Okay.
He told me to send him our boat registration so he could work up a price. I sent him that last night, and this morning he sent a message that said, just sent it off a few minutes ago. Thanks. I guess that means he sent it to the authorities in Galapagos or Ecuador or wherever.
Victron agreed to give us a store credit in place of our second faulty Quattro inverter. Daniel didn't feel comfortable with putting another Quattro on our boat, so he ordered 2 3K Multipluses instead.
How
was it, John?
I know it's so good.
We've decided to send Mickey back to the States due to the regulations and rules in a lot of the Pacific countries. Galapagos will not allow any animals, and Australia regulations would put Mickey through too much. So Daniel and Jessa will be flying him back home to South Carolina in a couple of weeks to live with Daniel's parents.
I thought you were the rude one.
Oh,
Oh, you win. Ew, that's gross. I'm offended.
Next time on Sailing Machete, a beloved member of our family leaves us to go home to live in South Carolina, but it's for the best, as Mickey has always been a roamer and a hunter, and will have plenty of room on Daniel's parents' land. Daniel packs up all the boat parts and extras in preparation for the Pacific, but will he be able to bring it all back to Machete in St. Croix, or will there be trouble in paradise?
Thank you for watching.